Welcome to the Economic Liberation of Africa. I'm Peter Greer, and today we have a powerful discussion lined up that could change the trajectory of Black business entrepreneurship forever. As DEI initiatives are being rolled back in the United States and other Western countries, it's time to explore Africa as the next frontier of business success. Joining me today is a special guest, my co-host, a business leader and advocate for Black economic empowerment, Gary McCants. Before we dive in, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you don't miss any of our future content. Drop a comment below. Have you ever considered doing business in Africa? Why or why not? Let's start with the elephant in the room. DEI rollbacks, Gary. What's happening right now in the corporate and business world? What impact do these rollbacks have on Black businesses, particularly those relying on supply diversity programs? What should Black entrepreneurs and professionals be doing in response to these systemic shifts? Drop a comment below. Let's get started with the element in the room, DEI rollbacks. Gary, what's happening right now in the corporate and business world?
Peter, I think with these executive orders that are coming out of Washington, D.C., it is impacting these major companies across the board to adjust and really modify their commitment that they've made to African-American owned companies and firms, women-owned firms, and diverse firms across the board. And that gives us an opportunity to shift as well. We have to shift our focus and begin to unify and close ranks, quite frankly. Even though there may be a few companies out there that may be changing the language or changing some of their responsibility in terms of what their commitment has been over the years, we still have to do what's in our best interests as Black-owned and African-American owned companies. And I think that's closing ranks, that's unifying and looking at opportunities abroad.
Thank you. Gary, let's get into solutions. Why should Black entrepreneurs seriously consider Africa as a business destination?
Peter, the reason why African entrepreneurs should consider Africa because Africa is the global gateway and marketplace for opportunity across the world. It has the youthful population, one of the largest in the world. It has all the minerals and resources in the continent. And there are limited opportunities for some businesses in the United States. So we've got to expand outside of the marketplace that we've been comfortable with and begin to look at new territory and new marketplaces and new relationships to create those kind of opportunities and create synergism that will help us move in the position that we are, which is very, very limited. And also, we're dealing with a lot of legislation that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And really, it's an opportunity for us to create innovation, create relationships, have trade missions to explore where those opportunities are in the continent. And we have companies who are already doing business in Africa. And so we've got to build partnerships and relationships and unify our efforts. But I would say to most people, Western corporations have exploited Africa for decades. And we have not been a part of creating the kind of relationships we need in the continent. And I think this is a perfect opportunity for African people, Black people, to do that across the globe.
Thank you
This
so
is a
much.
unique opportunity for them.
It is. I'm sorry I cut you off, but thank you so much. You're absolutely right. Viewers, if you were to start a business in Africa, which industry would you choose? Drop a comment below. Let us know what you think. And also remember to continue to comment on this discussion and encourage your allies, your associates to join in this conversation. We have to have options to DEI rollbacks and the historical discrimination that we have faced worldwide. So this is important. And let's continue with Gary. Gary, many Black entrepreneurs have already made the leap. Can you share some success stories of businesses thriving in Africa? What practical steps should entrepreneurs take if they want to explore the business opportunities on the continent? And lastly, how can platforms like the Economic Liberation of Africa help facilitate these transitions?
Peter, there are many companies, Black-owned firms, African firms, who are already doing business in Africa. There are real estate firms, there are manufacturing firms, there are consulting firms who are doing advisory work in Africa. There are mining firms who are looking at opportunities in Africa. So we have a plethora of companies who already had experience of doing business on the ground in Africa. And there are many more opportunities, education, technology opportunities. So we're just touching the tip of the iceberg right now. And I think as this movement is happening across the globe, we will have more of an impact. I think the other piece is you asked the question about the economic liberation of Africa platform. We are providing individuals with knowledge. We're providing them with what's happening across the pond. And we're creating relationships. I think people like what they're hearing about the kind of message we're delivering. And we really sort of take the blinders off all the opportunities that are happening in the continent of Africa. So I think this platform is critical. It's different from the normal media platform that we see, which doesn't really talk about anything as it relates to Africa. And so we have a bird's eye view of what's going on. I think people trust what we're doing.
Thank you so much. If you are serious about exploring business in Africa, check the link in the description below to download information that can help guide you through your decision process. Let's talk about economic activism. How can the global Black community use strategic boycotts to push back against DEI rollbacks?
Peter, I think it's a good question. I think number one, the movement is already happening. I think the communication between the diaspora across the globe is affecting and impacting the purchasing of goods and services from some of these major corporations. Even if you look at some of the stock prices, they're beginning to drop. Some of these major companies who have decided to roll back on DEI. And I think that gives us an opportunity to focus on what we need to do as consumers and business owners to strengthen our hands and look at the impact that we're having globally. This is a major shift. It's a great opportunity. And don't forget, Africa is the second largest continent in the world with a large share of minerals and resources and a very youthful population. So we've got some significant opportunities here that we can focus on and begin to sort of manifest as we move forward as a people.
Thank you so much. You're absolutely correct. Listening audience, What one company do you think should be held accountable for failing to support DEI? Write your response in the comments below. And remember to like, comment, and share our podcast so we can continue to grow this conversation. This has been a powerful conversation. Thank you, Gary, for sharing your insights. If you found value in today's discussion, be sure to like this video, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Join the movement. We're hosting a series of virtual meetings with exciting experts and investors to guide you through this process. Sign up through the link in the description. Let's continue the conversation in the comments. What's your biggest takeaway from today's discussion? Until next time, stay empowered and keep pushing for economic liberation.